Let's go talk to Ronnie Mitra. He's Director of API Design at CA Technologies. He's going to talk to us about the latest craze, microservices. Hey Ronnie, welcome to CA World.
Thank you.
So let's go for a walk. So you and some buddies basically wrote the book on microservices. Why don't you describe to me what microservices are?
It's a tough question because we don't really have a great definition for microservices. They're kind of undefinable in a way. The simplest way to talk about them, I guess, is to say they're small services.
Okay.
But small is pretty relative.
Micro.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. How big they are is kind of up for debate. Really, the whole point is, if you start with small services, it's like you're pulling a little thread.
Okay.
And you start pulling that thread and you realize there's all these other things you need to do to make a small service work. You have to have the right architecture, you have to have the right tools, and you need the right organization and culture.
Why do you enjoy this so much?
I honestly think this style of architecture, this microservices thing, makes sense for the business climate at the moment. You can update software much quicker than you used to, right? It used to be about ensuring the quality of a release, and that release might go gold and we might send it over to the customer. Of course, now it's all about quickly making changes, learning from them many small changes. So the distribution technology has enabled us to be iterative, right? Maybe we could have done it before, but now we can really do it because we can make change fast. To do that, you need the right technology platform. And it turns out right now, this seems to be the best fit for that space. So companies who want to compete need to change quickly, but with safety, right? They can't afford to break things, and we need to change things quick. Microservices gives you that angle.
So how far along are some of the folks that you've seen on this process? Is there an end goal? Is there a finish line?
Ideally, the finish line is you're a company who embraces change. I mean, that's the ultimate finish line. Probably a big mistake would be to just apply microservices like salt, just shake it all over your system without understanding where you might benefit. I think we're still at early stages of figuring out how we change a culture to adapt to that. But the exciting thing is we're starting to see that happen. Companies that operated traditionally in a more siloed way, in a way where there's one team at the middle who makes all the decisions, are starting to experiment with giving out some of that autonomy. And I'd say they're kind of at the beginning steps of figuring out how they change from the way they've been building software for years and years to this kind of new way of taking a more autonomous, broken down, decentralized approach.
All right, Ronnie, thanks for sharing all this great information about microservices. It's fascinating stuff.
My pleasure.
Thanks. Let's go back to the show.
Yeah.